Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm the Assistant Secretary for Export Administration in the U.S. Commerce Department, and I am very excited to be here with the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace and the Ministry of External Affairs for this Global Technology Summit. This is my second time in New Delhi this year, and it's great to be speaking here, not just for the opportunity to engage with all of you, but also just because of the topical nature of what we are here to discuss. This conference is especially relevant when advancements in science and technology are evolving as the defining components of the geopolitical landscape for the 21st century. So for those who don't know me, at the U.S. Department of Commerce, I lead the part of the Bureau of Industry and Security that designs the policy we use to control the proliferation of goods, software, and technology with both civil and military applications, what we call dual-use items. As technology and threats evolve, we identify the technologies for which national security protections are necessary, and we adopt and adjust, tweak our controls as appropriate. Earlier in April, I was here in New Delhi to meet with industry and plan for the India-US Strategic Trade Dialogue. The purpose of that dialogue is to enhance high technology commerce between the United States and India and address the importance of robust export controls. I came away from those meetings and from the first meetings of our dialogue in Washington, D.C. this past summer with a strong belief in the enormous potential that this collaboration holds. We have potential to expand our economic relationship, protect our common national security interests, reaffirm our roles as trusted partners, create jobs in both of our countries, and establish more resilient and secure supply chains. On her visit to India in March this year, Commerce Department Secretary Gina Raimondo noted, "Our partnership with India is one of our most consequential relationships and one of our most promising bilateral relationships." It's the promise of this relationship, particularly in the export controls arena, that brings me here today. When we talk about the US and the United States, most people emphasize our common core values or our vibrant democratic traditions, continuing, of course, through the democratic process to seek a more just, free, equal, prosperous society, an innovative society, I should add. Or they may focus on our shared security concerns. Across our governments, we are working together to sustain and promote a rules-based order and a free and open Indo-Pacific region. I'm a passionate advocate for strategic trade controls, and so I focus on our common interest in trade that's consistent with national security interests. Export controls provide a foundation to protect global peace and security while not unduly interfering with commerce. India's success and accomplishments in the areas of export controls helps undergird our shared security objectives. Our partnership is long, and our progress together has been steady. In 1998, 1/4 of US exports to India required export authorization. 25 years later, only 0.4% of US exports to India require a license. We've worked closely for many years to meet shared strategic objectives that include increasing high technology trade based on a foundation of technology security. India is our partner bilaterally and multilaterally as a member of the Wassenaar Arrangement, the Australia Group, and Missile Technology Control Regime. We share national security concerns. And with increased military collaboration and cooperation in the region, the United States identified India as a major defense partner in 2016. As a result of this designation, India receives the same treatment as NATO partners and other of our closest allies when it comes to many high technology exports. Many such items, including certain commercial satellite-related items, may be shipped to India under strategic trade authorization license exception, such that no license is required for the transaction. Implementing export controls expanded our shared opportunities. As I engage with countries who do not have fully yet who have not fully yet adopted export controls, I keep in mind India's extensive experience in this regard, which demonstrates that export controls are an example of a commitment to good governance practices and clear and transparent expectations for industry, consistent with broader multilateral norms. Published export control rules demonstrate that industry and government work together, with both accountable for commitments and implementation. Industry is more likely to bring business to communities when they feel confident that their technology and products are protected and won't be misused or diverted to bad actors. Investors are more likely to fund and establish a significant presence when they have certainty about their regulatory environment and an open communication line with their regulators. That is what we strive for in the United States, and I hope we're doing okay, but I think we have a ways to go to even make our system even better. So this is how strategic trade control systems advance interconnected national priorities. They provide a tool to advance national security and foreign policy objectives, to protect innovation, and to build trust between countries that leads to increased trade and cooperation across technological, economical, and security spheres. We use export controls to set a clear line about who we trust when it comes to critical technologies, which in turn helps us to establish trusted advanced technology ecosystems. And through those ecosystems, partners that share our values, our commitment to a rules-based order, and security outlook benefit from trade in these technologies, while others do not. Trusted ecosystems are vital as technological discoveries present great opportunity for human progress. We must have spaces where we can incubate these technologies from those and allow them to develop. But at the same time, we must keep these technologies from those who would use them contrary to global peace and stability. Emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and biotechnology are exactly the type of technologies that fall into this category. We all recognize that these technologies pose tremendous potential for the good of humanity, but they can also be weaponized in the wrong hands to cause great harm. It's our responsibility collectively to cultivate trusted ecosystems that enable the development of emerging technologies in a safe space. Adopting and implementing export controls is a definite precursor to a trusted advanced technology ecosystem, as is robust industry compliance. Without industry's compliance, export controls are ineffective. And with industry's compliance, risk of diversion decreases. Industry must be committed to developing robust compliance programs, submitting license applications, and engaging in critical due diligence activities to ensure that items do not end up serving end users or end uses of concern. US companies tell me that they are concerned about the national security harm that can come from diversion of their strategic trade goods. They also worry about the harm to their reputation that can come from being publicly identified as an export controls violator, even if they only violated the regulations by mistake. Let me take this moment to just for a minute express my thanks to the members of industry who are here in this audience. Your partnership with us, as I said, it makes export controls effective, and we thank you for your efforts to comply. Building on that sentiment, I think it's also worth taking a moment to explain the rationale underlying the critical changes to US export controls that we have implemented in the last 2 years. China and Russia present new national security challenges for the United States and for the world, and we in the export controls community have used our tools to address these challenges. The Chinese Communist Party, under General Secretary and President Xi Jinping, has a goal of developing the People's Liberation Army, the PLA, into a world-class military, setting out to overtake the United States and our allies by dominating certain advanced technology sectors. As I noted, artificial intelligence, semiconductors and microelectronics, quantum information sciences, and biotechnology, just to name a few. To fulfill its vision, China is going to great lengths to obtain key advanced technologies that are critical to its military modernization. China is using all available means to modernize and advance its military with US and partner country technology. It uses a military-civil fusion strategy, MCF, to deliberately blur lines between commercial sectors and military programs. This strategy is even more concerning, where China's party and government structure gives leadership the power to demand information and assistance from companies that have little choice but to agree. MCF, combined with China's governance system, has necessitated stronger export controls targeting certain commercial items that have critical military applications. And so we have put out our new rules, restricting China's access to advanced AI semiconductor chips and the equipment used to manufacture such chips. We've also added certain PRC facilities related to advanced semiconductor manufacturing to our entity list, requiring US government authorization before US products may be shipped to them. And using our foreign direct product rule, we also require authorization before items made outside the United States using certain US technology and software may be shipped to China. While we have engaged in that effort, this significant effort, we're also deeply focused on impeding Russia's ability to wage war against the innocent people of Ukraine. We imposed what is effectively a blanket denial on the tools and technologies essential for reconstituting and sustaining Russia's weapon systems. Like our other controls, this restriction applies even to US origin items located outside the United States and through operation of our foreign direct product rule. As a result of these efforts, we have seen significant impacts in preventing Russia from gaining access to critical technologies used on the battlefield. Together with export control counterparts in the EU, Japan, the United Kingdom, and other major world economies, we have identified 45 categories of items of particular focus because Russia needs them to support its military machine. We identified these items based on the debris found on the battlefield in Ukraine. And to make it easier for industry to comply with our controls, we used harmonized system codes to identify these items, something that, to my understanding, hasn't been done before. Cutting off the supply of these items to Russia, Belarus, and Iran, which is building drones for Russia, is a critical global priority and a major focus of our export controls efforts since February 2022. These are the challenges that we in the Bureau of Industry and Security at the Commerce Department think about every day. Export controls operate at the nexus of national security, technology, and global commerce. For decades, we have steadily crafted and implemented export controls, regulated our most critical dual-use items, and worked with international partners to protect our collective security. We have much more work to do, and I'm proud to be here to continue that work together. Thank you.